Welcome back. Well, Popeye the Sailor was onto something when he cracked open that can of spinach. A protein-rich diet, important, of course, for more than just adding muscle. So rejoining us this morning to talk about protein and why we need it, especially this time of year. We've got Dr. Bittner with us. So we were just coming off of summer. A lot of us, maybe indulging a little bit more as we can.
As we can.
Summer,
That's right.
Enjoying ourselves in a long weekend. But you were telling me that, when we're trying to get back into just a routine, trying to maybe regulate our bodies, protein is a great place to start.
It really is. And, even for weight loss. So protein, first of all, to think about it as it really helps us fill up. It helps us feel satiated.
Yeah.
And it's not just that it's a bulk thing, that it feels full. It actually, our brain releases hormone chemicals that make us feel full when we eat protein.
Yeah, it's interesting. A lot of people think adding protein, you're doing that to build muscle and whatnot, but like you said, can really help with weight loss as well. Timing is super important, right? So you were telling me when you're adding protein can really make a big difference.
It's really cool. There was a study done that showed that people who went to a lab and they ate first bread, orange juice, then vegetables, then protein, their blood sugar really popped. So these are people who we want to keep our blood sugar stable and low, and their blood sugar went high, and over time that would increase their risk of diabetes and prediabetes. If the same people then went to that lab 2 weeks later, first had the protein, then the broccoli, then the bread and orange juice, their blood sugar didn't pop. So it's not just what we eat, it's how we eat it and the timing that we eat it in.
So how much protein are we trying to get a day? It's kind of hard to, always keep track, but you've got kind of a simple way of knowing how much you should be having.
Exactly. I mean, the formula is 1.2 grams per kilogram. So for a 140-pound woman, that's about 75 grams of protein a day.
Okay.
And so that's considered a fairly high protein diet. So if we think about, we can break it down into breakfast, having 2 eggs, 2 turkey sausage, and some cottage cheese, you're right at about 45.
Oh, wow.
And then lunch, if you just had turkey meat and 2 cheese sticks and maybe some quinoa, you're there.
Wow.
And then for dinner, a chicken breast has 45 grams. So it's really not that difficult.
Yeah.
And people who had that much protein ate on average 100 calories less a day. So over time, that could lead to some nice weight loss.
Yeah, I mean, like you were saying, it keeps you full, so that just goes to show, even over time, like you said, you're maybe eating a little bit less just because you're staying more full. So you always bring up Jane.
Jane.
We love Jane.
We love Jane.
Tell us a little bit about how protein helped her out.
So Jane was 45, 3 kids, busy summer. She finally got her oldest off to college and then 2 in high school. She's like, how can I get back on track? What's the simplest way? And I said, you've got to get the protein in. So we went through that example of an eating plan, and it really worked for her. And she was able to get some weight off and get back on track. So again, it doesn't have to be that fancy. It doesn't have to be expensive. It doesn't have to be difficult. It's just to do it.
I mean, you were saying turkey and cheese at lunch, simple eggs and sauce. I mean, we can really pack in the protein easy ways. It doesn't have to be outlandish to get it in. Real quick question too, when you're adding protein, or maybe you're starting this again, is water intake important to just make sure that, you're adding more protein?
Yeah, I mean, again, it helps us stay full, hydrated, energetic, less tired, all the good stuff. And certainly it's so important for digestion and keeping things moving.
Awesome. All right, main takeaways.
Eat your protein.
Eat it. That's all we need.
That's right.
Awesome. And we'll get that ratio on our website too, but just remind us again, kind of the ratio.
1.2 grams per kilogram.
Okay. And I'm sure there's some sort of calculator online you can look at too if kilograms don't
That's right.
register.
Just put it
easy.
in there.
Awesome. Well, we always appreciate it, and we'll try to get our protein in this week.
Deal.
All right.
Thanks.